what it do, good people? Coming to you live from Taz TV 410. I'm your host, Taz and Dee. Before I get started, I need you to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Should we wait a minute? Like, share, subscribe to the channel. And also, listen, I appreciate you joining the platform.
Thanks for having me.
I'm honored. I'm humble. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna learn some things that I didn't know about you today, and I know everybody else is too.
No doubt.
So let's get into it. What's your name, King?
Jared Woodley. You might know me as Jay Wood. You know, people from earlier days used to call me Little Reggie because I used to run around the one against the grain, little light-skinned kid with a jump shot. So Jay Wood is what you're going to mostly hear these days.
How the family?
Family's doing well. Moms and pops is good. I mean, everybody who from back in the day, first time to see me ask how's my mom, my pops, and my sis. So everybody's doing well. I can't complain. Truly blessed in that area.
Now let's before we go any further about the family. Hello, family. now I'm not gonna say his sister name on here. I'm not. But he had half of y'all looking at him right now trying to figure out his sister's name. And I'm not going to say it out here live. We're not going to do it live. But you knew. Well, did that get on your nerves a little bit that people always wanted to get around your sister? Because they was coming to the games?
No, because she was good people. She wasn't going to deal with too many idiots, we hoped. But it was respectful. So it wasn't anything, nobody ever got out of pocket with anything like that. So it was all good.
Yeah, she wasn't no dummy.
No.
Now let's go. I wanted to start off with the high school, but I want to start off with the high school and where you from, things of that nature. But a lot of times, at the end of my interviews, I like to discuss what you're doing, right? So instead of waiting all the way to the end of the interview, I would like to ask you, tell the people about the fitness, the PTM. Talk to us.
Okay, so obviously you see behind me, PTM Fitness is my strength and conditioning company. I've been up and running for about 10 years now is when it first started forming. It's changed names a couple of times. We finally got to this level. Full-time job is in admin in the school system central office out Howard County. Side hustle passion is the fitness, especially with young athletes. When the ball stopped bouncing, the weight room was never closed. So that's kind of how I jumped into it. I was since I had the injuries and all that kind of stuff.
Hold up, we can get there.
My bad.
Where can people find you at?
You can go to my fitness Instagram page is jwood PTM. Excuse me. I'm on IG. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you need. WhatsApp app. My fitness website is www.ptmfitness.com, so you can reach me there as well.
Official. Now let's get it started. Now, Jay, was there any other sports that you play? Any other sports you play?
No, I mean I grew up playing this was stuff in the streets, but not the only organized sport I've ever played was basketball.
All right, now when did that love start?
5 years old. I picked up a basketball and I never put it down. Playing in the back alleys on the crates. You know what I'm saying, up behind my grandmother's house, and that's kind of how the love started, shooting the basketball on street signs. I started playing organized ball, I think around like 7, 8 at the clinic. And my pops took me to Pikesville. I went to Pikesville Rec, that's kind of where I started. And then started matriculating up the ladder, and they realized I was kind of good, and then we just kind of...
I gotta ask you this, could you always shoot back then?
Yeah, so I could shoot it, and then I went to Buzz Brayman, shot doctor, when I was like probably 10.
Wow.
I went to Buzz Brayman shot doctor at 10, won most improved MVP of that camp. And that just improved my shoot, because I used to try to mimic Jordan, you know what I'm saying? Just doing weird stuff. I didn't have a clue. But then when I got that formal training at 10, the rest was history.
Now, you was a Cabot Hall alumni, right?
Correct.
Now, what influenced you to go to Cabot Hall? And was there any other schools you and your family was looking at?
Well, so we moved out to the county, out Owens Mills, Randallstown area. I think I was like 11 or 12. So that's right around when Randallstown had just won their first state championship in '95 with Troy Lewis and DJ and all those Lance and all those guys.
Shout out to those guys, Randallstown.
Yeah, no doubt. So when I was looking at high schools, I was playing with Mount Royal. So my team, our 13 under was lower than me, Keefe, D-Hop, Mello, Big Devin Conwell from Howard County, so Mike, Ace, Boom, the whole list.
Yeah.
So, of course, Mount Royal's funnel is TC.
Yeah.
My mom's an academic, she's principal, all the academics, so really wasn't pushing, TC's academics weren't high on her list. She's like, you just go to public school, especially since Randallstown just had won. So I actually went to Randallstown my freshman year, played JV because Mom came home, he was out there. That was our first falling out with me and Corbin at Mount Royal because he was mad that I wasn't playing varsity as a freshman at a county school.
Okay.
I'm like, DeMond Brown is a junior and I'm a freshman. I'm not going to just sit on the bench. Why not play JV and get some minutes and produce? So I played my freshman year at Randallstown. And then, I don't know if you remember AJ, Aaron Herbert, Calvert Hall's point guard.
Yeah. All Metro, Aaron Herbert.
So he
Did
went
he go to St. Mary's?
Yeah, went to St. Mary's.
Okay.
Mount St. Mary's. Well, he went to Milford. He lived in the area.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he went to Milford first and then transferred to Calvert Hall. Same thing as I did, going to Randallstown first, then transferring into Calvert Hall. So this was the issue. So AJ was Calvert Hall's point guard with Juan. Aaron Bowles was St. Joe's point guard.
Okay.
They were best friends.
Wow.
But we all were gonna play up Deer Park Court together. You know what I'm saying? So I was a young boy, and so he trying to get me to go to St. Joe, AJ trying to get me to go to Calvert Hall, right? So it's my 9th grade year, but then of course your boy, before he transferred to Dunbar, Calvin was
at
St. Joe. So I'm like, I'm not gonna go up there with Calvin. He already got a kid my age that can go. Because the crazy
they already got a guard,
right, we got a guard. So when that happened, AJ reached out. Next thing you know, Chooch was calling, and then it's like I'm on a shadow, and that's the rest is history. DeMond didn't speak to me for like a good 3-4 months because he found out I was transferring. So he was kind of mad at me about that. I'm like, yo, you got another year left. They're gonna give me the ball, be a starting point guard at the Hall as a sophomore, as opposed to playing behind you, and it don't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I ended up at the Hall.
Now listen here, people. The Hall, Calvert Hall, national champs, 1983. 82. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna even. We're not even going to discuss it.
Okay.
I'm giving y'all that. I'm giving. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we going national champs.
Okay.
Right. I know I'm getting crucified for saying this on it, but national champs. However, I'm gonna give y'all that. However, all the players, the tradition, you know what I'm saying, that come out of that, like sometimes you don't think back, like to give you chills to all the people that walk through their doors and the grace that court and continue to grace the court, like.
Yeah, Chooch was a legend, Catholic League legend. It was the first Catholic League coach to start 5 black players back in that day. And of course, you got Dwayne Farrell, Money Mike Williams, you got the Edwards brothers. And then following that, you got Juan, NCAA Player of the Year, Juan Dixon.
Plug the doxers that's coming. They doing a 40 for 40. I think, is it 30 for 30?
30 for 30.
30 for 30, yeah, it's coming.
And then, of course, AJ, and then my teammate, Reggie Bryant, obviously everybody from Baltimore already know Reg. And then after me, you got, Jack McClinton, Gary Neal, Damian Lee, that's with the Warriors right now, John Graham, the list goes on and on and on. So it's definitely an honor to be in that same room as those guys.
Now, Coach Amatucci, he retired. Now you got Gary Neal in there. Shout out to Gary Neal too, man.
What up?
This is something new. This is something new and brand new. How you feel about the directions that Calvert Hall going into?
Man, I love it. Once Tooch retired, actually I just came home from playing ball and I went to go visit Tooch. And he was like, yo, you're coaching. I'm like, I'm not coaching. I just came to visit you guys. So I ended up coaching from 2007 to 2013. We won a championship in 2010 with Damian Lee and that group, John Graham. And then JB retired, I moved on. And then they had some guy out of Philly that was just not getting it done. So a lot of people were calling me like, am I going to take over the Hall's coaching job and this, that, and the third. I don't really want to be a head coach for a high school team. That's not my passion.
Now I'm going to throw a sideball. Would you go up there and train them?
So,
and hold up, before we even, ain't nothing free. So we're gonna put that out there. But go ahead, but would you do that?
well, this is the kicker. I'm Mount St. Joe strength and conditioning coach.
Oh, so that's dead.
So I'm on staff at St. Joe. This is my 3rd year with St. Joe. But when Gary got the job, it definitely was like, because he picked up the phone. Before it got announced, I'm getting a call. He like, yo, bro, I'm about to get this job at the Hall. I need you. I was like, I'm at St. Joe. And St. Joe was good. St. Joe's been good to me. St. Joe's been good to me. When I stopped coaching at Calvert Hall, we had a couple falling outs with the previous coaching staff. Mm-hmm. So I was a little scorned, and so it was like, if that would have never happened, I would have never went to St. Joe.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But because that relationship was kind of, had some rifts in it, I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to go, where I'm wanted and appreciated. And so I ended up at St. Joe. Shout out to Clatchy and Dame Jennifer who came calling and I answered the bill. But yeah, so when he called me, I'm like, man, like I knew that because I have so much other stuff going on, I couldn't be a full-time assistant coach that he would need. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, I don't think I can give you what you need.
Okay, you ain't want to shortchange nothing.
Right. I said, now if you need me off season on some strength and conditioning type stuff, summertime I got you.
Okay.
But you need somebody on the bench which is going to help you matriculate through all this kind of stuff, and I can't give you every day.
Yeah, at least you was honest. You ain't try to juggle. Yeah. No, that's definitely understandable. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the Catholic League.
Okay.
Let's talk about your first year. You hit the Catholic League your sophomore year.
Sophomore year, yeah.
Tell me, your hardest teams, players, and what was the change? What was the difference in coming from Randallstown? I'm there. There's always gonna be a difference coming from JV to varsity.
Yeah.
Period. Mm-hmm. However, like now you going to Catholic League, you gotta run your plays. You gotta get to your second and third option sometimes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you really getting scouted. They really trying to take something away from you. Mm-hmm. How was that your sophomore year? Well, how was that adjustment?
The adjustment wasn't so much on the court off top because everybody I was playing against, we'd all played, rec ball together or against, whatever the case may be. But in the county, and I'm assuming sometimes like in the city, every night was a gauntlet. Even the sorry teams had at least 2 Division I players on it.
No, it wasn't like that in the city for us.
Right.
When you were sorry, your ass was sorry.
Right. So let's look at Gibbons wasn't that good back at that point, but you still had White Boy Gill, who was a nightmare to defend. You know what I'm saying? So you have a night where you got to play Gill, then come around, you got Calvin at St. Joe, then you go out to Goretti with Lee Green, who went to Providence. A lot of people ain't know about Lee Green. He played at Allen for a little bit. He was a nightmare. He went to Providence. And then you got, Spalding, who just came on the scene with a whole new bunch of people that nobody even knew, with Snowden and the crew. Like, who are these? Yeah. Who are these dudes, right? So you thought they was about to be slouches, and they coming out like,
they playing hoop.
You down 20 in the first quarter. You like, who these county boys that's out here hooping? So it was just night in and night out. Then TC with Keefe and Tay, that backcourt was just sick.
It was crazy.
So again, every game was Loyola. I mean, it was like, do I get a night off?
Let me ask you this: the McDonough game.
D-Line. Shout out D-Line.
Shout out, rest in peace to D-Line. Talk to me about the McDonough game.
So we had never lost to McDonough because they were still B conference at the time, and all they had D-Line. They had who was it? That point guard, Eric King. Shout out to E. King.
Shout out to E.
He's a football guy. Playing the league for a while. So we would always beat them pretty good. And then it was our senior year, and Dave Line just went absolute bananas at the Hall. I think he had like 38. I mean, Delbert ain't had nothing for him. I mean, we ain't had nothing for him. Like, I still did my numbers, you know what I'm saying? But it just...
David was on something, though. His senior year, he was killing.
It just wasn't nothing that we could do. Like, you know, he just had our number. He had our number, and it came down to crunch time, and you know, I didn't have enough left in the tank. But you know, because he, like I said,
Dave Lund was the beast, man.
Dave Lund was special. He was special. And then what made it hard is they put Dave Lund on me in the second half. You know, 6'5", like, you know, high school, I'm 160 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah.
So just trying to, you know, get him off my heels and all that kind of stuff. And on the other end, we zoned, man, it didn't matter. He just went to work.
And yeah, he had the green light.
He had the green light.
At Madonna, he had the greenest light at Madonna.
He had the ball every possession, and I'm just looking like, yo, Dell, what you gonna do? And Dell had to look in my face like, I ain't got nothing for him. And I'm like, me either. So like, let's go zone. Yeah, shout out to the big Delbert Randall, and I don't know where he at now. I went to Vermont, St. Michael's in Vermont for college, and I heard he was playing semi-pro football, got to like 280 pounds, all muscle.
Wow.
Went out Chicago now, so whoever you are, Dell, I'm gonna holler at us, man.
Man, now listen. I want to talk to your recruiting, going into the summertime. Did you play on the circuit a lot? I remember you on.
Yeah, my sophomore year, I started playing with. That's when Scotty and them just got, you know, Baltimore Select rolling, and so I played Baltimore Select my sophomore year. And obviously you were on that team. We were completely loaded. All 12 guys went Division I. But because of the magnitude of guard play and the rotation out different tournaments, I only played that summer with them, and then I was down Oliver, and then I started playing with our boy, my big bro, Harvey.
Okay. I forgot you did play for Harvey.
Yeah, so I made the phone call to
I ain't gonna lie. Hold on.
Yeah.
See, this is what you know, right? And Harvey big bro, but Harvey know his AU team. Like it was like and I said this to him in the interview. Y'all can go check that out. But I was talking like when y'all lose, everybody didn't eat. Yeah,
if you ain't play hard with Harvey, you wasn't eating. You wasn't eating. Now, if you didn't have a couple of dollars in your own pocket, you definitely was going to starve. But if you played well and you came and you brought it, you was going to eat. But if you was one of them cats that got cooked or he thought was playing soft, you might have been on your own that night to find your own meal. But it was all in good.
Now you made first team All Catholic League. I'm talking about, and you made it with Keith Jennifer. I don't want to name that, but I'm trying to give you the top. Snowden.
Kev Mickens.
Kev Mickens. So it was only 3 guards on it.
Tim Payne.
3 guards and 2 big boys. Kev Mickens and Tim Payne.
Yeah, so it was only 5. Yeah.
That was a great first. That was a great team.
Yeah.
That's a great team. Now, recruiting. You went to JUCO, right?
So shout out to Derek Snowden and Reggie. Like Villanova was the school I wanted to go to more than any other school, and they were recruiting me lightweight, but not to the magnitude of telling everybody else that whatever the case is. Because again, I wasn't a Big East player. I mean, I knew I was a mid-major guy.
I read an article, and they interviewed your dad, right? But this further along. This when you at JUCO and you picking the school.
Okay.
And it was before you pick Hampton or whatever, and the reason why you picked Hampton because they showed all the love. They said, "Oh, we coming." Boom, they came to see you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when it was time. So I'm looking back at it like I know y'all had that same mentality probably either then.
Yeah.
So how that go even to choose the JUCO?
Well, so I didn't go JUCO right out. So my freshman year. I wanted to go prep. Just like that seemed to be the
thing to do.
Guys that went prep ended up going to a big time program, and they didn't get any better from when they were in high school. They just got put on a different platform. Just went on a different platform. It seemed like everybody from KB to Reg,
myself
to you know what I'm saying.
But one thing about this though, none of them say they won a national championship except for Taz and Tay. All right, so we can get that straight. But go ahead, I'm playing.
Yeah, you know, and then. You know, my best friends, Scoop and Tony, they at Philadelphia Christian.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, all right,
shout out to my brother and Scoop, man.
Yeah. You know, same pops. That's what was crazy about that. So I didn't have a long list of schools coming out. You know, I had, Rhode Island was on me a little bit. Youngstown was Skeeters was talking. And it was like, and I was really pushing the prep route. So come late summer, I didn't have a school to go to. I'm just like, because I'm trying to, get the prep.
Can you remember that feeling?
It wasn't a good feeling. I mean, it was miserable because I'm looking at guys who, to be quite honest, I'm better than. And I cook across the circuit, and they had, big time programs. I'm like, well, I'm not getting the same love as these guys. And so it definitely put a chip on my shoulder, in that regard. And so I ended up going to Wheeling Jesuit for a year. So Tooch calls me like, you're going out with Wheeling. I'm like, what? I'm not going to no West Virginia. Like, I'm not going out there. But I didn't have no more options. So my mother was like, listen, she's an academic, so she like, you going to school for free. Wherever they paying for you to go to school for, that's where you're going. I was like,
check. Listen to that, kids.
Yes, where they paying for you to go and they love you. Sometimes it ain't about the big time Division I program. If you got a D2 school that love you,
Yep.
a lot of guys across the water making good money came from D2 schools, right? So don't let that discourage you. But I knew I didn't want to stay in Wheeling. So I was like, I'm gonna do 1 year and I'm out, right? So I did my year, and the crazy part about it is I'm talking to Allegheny. And I'm like, okay, because I didn't want to sit out. So I didn't want to, because they had the 4-2-4 rule. I can transfer from 4 year, go to a JUCO, play, and then get right back on the court for another 4 year. So, or I can just transfer from school and then sit.
Okay.
And I didn't want to sit, right? So I call Allegheny like, well, nah, we only recruit big time Division I players. We got, I think kid Sterling. What's Sterling's last name? I forget his name. Anyway, but he ended up going to Maryland out of PG County kid. And so, I'm a Baltimore kid. So yeah, I had a chip on my shoulder. I said, Coach, I'm gonna go to a school that play y'all, and I'm gonna tear the fur off them when you see me.
Yeah.
So I ended up coming back home. Went to Howard Community. Coach McGovern, rest in peace, Coach McGovern. He loved me from when I was 13 years old, so he gave me the rock and said, yo, do your thing.
Okay.
Before I got there.
I want you to tell the kids and the parents how important that is when you know a coach. You know what I'm saying? Don't think about the school. Don't pay attention to the school. But when you know a coach has your best interest at heart, on the court and off the court.
Man, he was I love Tooch, but Coach McGowan was my best coach I ever had, just because he valued my skill set, so much. And before I got there, that school was, they were 2-26 the season before. And when I was going there, I made a few phone calls, because I know Jamal Jacobs, big face, he's St. Francis guy. He was out Garrett. Like, might as well come on up Howard with me. Yeah. T-Mac, Tracy, was at St. Joe, rest in peace, T-Mac.
Yeah.
And so he came up London from Emerson.
Yeah.
He came up, Big Brandon Jeffries from Southern, played with Melvin.
Wow, yeah.
He came
Y'all
up.
made that a spot.
Right, yeah, so I would make a few, and then we all end up there at the same time. Ishmael Robinson from Woodley, remember Ish?
Yeah.
So we all there, right? And
y'all was clowning up there.
Man, we had a ball. We had a ball up there. But the thing was, on the court, we went from 2-26 the year before we played to 28-3 the year that we played. The following year, went to the championship, the whole 9. So ended up losing to Allegheny on a buzzer beater. We got cheated by some refs, but that's a whole nother story. But the game when the first time I matched up with Allegheny, it got bloody for him. It got bloody. I had 32 and 15. I averaged 18 and 11. I led the country in assists that year at JUCO. To the point where I had the kid, they looking at his coach like, I can't guard him. I said, you're gonna have to sub him out. I'm going at him all night.
Let me ask you something. You love a challenge, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
I can tell, and challenges is always good, but do you search it sometimes? Like, sometimes some people need a challenge to get them going. You know what I'm saying? This competition, even within themselves. Yeah,
you always look for a competitive edge. At that point in life, I felt like I hadn't got my just due, even through Baltimore basketball, and in our era it was, if you weren't currently struggling or poor,
Yeah.
You weren't considered a good basketball player,
Yeah.
no matter if you was getting buckets. 'Cause
Yeah.
they were more concerned about the story behind it.
We had no. Because I had this conversation a few times.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's a real it's a realness. They say it's a so-called realness factor because they feel as though that the person that family struggled more. You know what I'm saying? They may be more deserving of whatever come with gold they got from basketball. It could be a scholarship, it could be NBA, it could be anything. And somebody that got the same type of somebody that family did maybe I didn't say did what they supposed to do, but they thrived.
Yeah,
they did what they supposed to do.
They did what they supposed to. Whatever
Yeah.
parent wants to do for their child.
Right. They thriving. And he tried to downplay that success on the insurance because they figure as though society feel it wasn't a hard success. No, I get that same thing. I'm from Northeast Baltimore. You see what I'm saying? I'm not from East Baltimore.
Right.
I'm not from West Baltimore. So a lot of times, like we used to have people from my way used to say they from East Baltimore.
Right.
No, you from Northeast Baltimore.
Right. It's
You get what
different.
I'm saying?
It's different.
It's a different.
I call it the Steph Curry effect.
Yeah.
Everybody like why Steph shouldn't be as good as he is. Father was in the league, and why ain't he a lawyer or a doctor or whatever. So you got a huge part of society that don't want Steph to be successful. They kind of go more towards the Russell Westbrook or the Kyrie, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they like, well, Steph shouldn't be. And I don't know if it's the light skin thing or whatever. You know
Oh,
how
no.
It's some colorism in that.
Listen, I'm a realist.
It's a little colorism in there.
It's colorism and
So that's what I had to deal with coming through Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Is I'm a light-skinned kid with the light eyes. They got the jump shot. Who parents are actually at every game and doing well for themselves, versus somebody who got to get picked up by their coach because mom ain't around or dad ain't around or they not this.
And that's not your
that.
fault.
And it's like, but again now because we went through those battles, like now we're looking at. I'm at St. Joe. I don't think we got an inner city kid on our team.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because it's different. Because it's you got now.
You got all Howard County.
You don't
kids.
need. You ain't tolerant for bullshit now. Because there's talent everywhere.
Everywhere.
And everybody putting that work in the gym. So it don't matter. You gotta be a super, and even they don't even get. I don't see them. I don't see LeBron James. I'm talking about in high school and that or in college. That's a knucklehead. And most kids, they know what I'm gonna say. I think a lot of them know what the big picture is now. Yeah. So.
And I think now parents now know like. You know, people that's our age that like you don't want your kid growing up the same way you had to grow up.
Be more engaged.
You want your kid not to be in a situation where they got to go to school just to eat. You don't want that.
No.
So you work hard, you do what you got to provide for your children differently than a lot of kids in our era, unfortunately had to go through. So, yeah.
Now that's a whole nother conversation.
Right.
Now, let's get back. Now, it's time. It's how Hampton. How you end up at Hampton?
Be quite honest.
The University of Hampton.
I was tired of white people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just was what it was. I mean, at Calvert Hall, like, again, I'm a Hall man, I love them to death. My first day walking in school, it was, what sport you play? It's 1,200 white boys, it's 50 black kids, and all of us there were to play a sport. You know what I'm saying? So they go from that, then they go to, school in West Virginia, all white, besides a few guys on the basketball team. And then getting recruited, USC was recruiting me for a little while. I was really leaning towards Ohio University.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a visit to Hampton. I'm like, let me just go on this visit. I'm not planning me. I'm thinking, I'm too good for that. I ain't gonna go to the MEAC, right? And then I went to visit to Hampton.
Head of all.
It just felt like home. It felt like it was a school full of me.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Baltimore. It was like literally, oh, what you do? Oh, my mother's a doctor. My pops is a lawyer. My pop's a diplomat. Like my dad won a few Grammys. I'm just like, and then you still had your regular, my mom's a teacher, whatever the case is, yada yada. I'm just here because I got the scholarship.
You start to see black excellence up there.
Right. It was like, man, like this is dope.
You like, yeah, this
I can do this. And man, having 17-1 males didn't hurt.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt. So I'm just like, yeah. Then we were loaded. They just went to the dance 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Put a couple guys in the league. So on our roster, I had 2 7-footers, 2 6'10s, a 6'7" wing. Shout out to Devin Green, played for the Lakers. And Jeff Grant, like we were loaded.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yo, I can come in like and be a big fish in a small pond and kind of rock out.
Yeah.
And do my thing from there.
How was that experience?
Like I said, my best coach ever was my JUCO coach, my college coach. The guy who recruited me, he left for Wright State. So he ended up out there with Jerron.
Wow.
Shout out to Jerron.
Shout out, Ron.
And we came out, because he was at Catonsville when I was at Howard. So he went to Wright State, and so Huck, the guy who's recruiting me, he's from Ohio, and he went back out there. So our coach had just got the job from the previous coach who had just won. So he was a new guy. I'm not a dummy. So people who I don't feel are that bright bother me, especially in their positions of leadership.
Okay.
And he just wasn't a bright dude in my opinion. Like, he was doing a lot of silly stuff. I'm just like, yo, I can't listen to this dude. And then
was it that you lost respect for him a little bit?
I lost respect for him after this. This is how I lost respect for him.
Or hold up, number 2, was you disappointed that your coach left, but you just taking it out on this guy?
No. I wasn't disappointed because I didn't have a true relationship with either one of them, to be honest with you. But I get on campus and summertime is dope. Like I'm doing my thing. I'm probably the sharpest I've ever been. Bodies coming together, IQs coming together. Like I'm just in a good space, basketball wise. And then so we get there, and again, really good team on paper. A lot of talent. Our first game is in Paradise Jam, Virgin Islands. Who was our first game? LaSalle. We played G. Nail and them. Okay. Gary Nail, shout out G. Nail again. This is him coming off his freshman year when he averaged like 25 or something like that as a freshman. You know what I'm saying? So of course, I'm like, well, I gotta, he ain't gonna cook me because I gotta go back home. You know what I'm saying? You know how that go. So we actually, I think I held him to like definitely single digits. And he talked a little
Gary
trash.
Gary got flamed.
Yeah, he got that. I don't expect a whole lot of guys jump shots, but that's one guy who flat out he's everything and more when it comes to shooting that pill. So
I used to like when he used to hunt his shot. When he used to go hunt the shot.
Man, listen, he came over 1,000 screens, and then we got him in foul trouble. So we ended up beating LaSalle first game, right? I didn't have the greatest game. And we played Wichita State when Turgeon was their coach at that time. And then, I went nutty that game. I think I had like 7 threes. I still hold the record at the Paradise Jam tournament for all you people. And then they got a lot of big time schools that come through there, and I still got that record. And we ended up losing by 1 to Wichita State. We got the news articles and Turgeon talking about like, yo, he was making some shots we didn't think nobody was gonna make, all that kind of stuff. So had that experience. So I'm like, mind you, we beat LaSalle. I played okay. I go nutty my second game at Wichita State, right? And then we got Monmouth in the championship, or our third game wasn't championship. And they boxed and won me. They boxed and won
That's
me.
respect.
They boxed and won me. And we up 30.
Yeah.
Because they just running 2 at me. I'm just we getting layup at the layup. Coach, this is when I lost respect. Coach looked at me and said, yo, you're not producing today. I said, we up 30. Because they doubling me. We getting wide open layups.
Right.
Takes me out the game because I'm not shooting.
You like, man, what you talking about?
What you talking? We winning.
Everybody else is scoring because of me. Then they got 2 on me. What you doing?
So,
I don't.
Fast forward, we lose the 30-point lead and lose the game with me sitting on the bench. I said, all right, cool.
He tried blaming on you too, didn't he?
We get back to the States. He pulls me in the office, and he's like, hey man, I need you to get Devin 20 shots a game. You got to do like, I'm just like, yo, if Dev don't, I can't force feed somebody to shoot the ball. Like, I don't know what to tell you. He's like, well, if you don't get it done, I'm gonna put somebody else in who's gonna get it done. I'm thinking, you got to kidding me, right? Then we played VCU the next game, and VCU was loaded. They had a lot of good. The kid Derek Jones was a problem. Held him to, I think 6 points in the first half. We were up, and I had 10 and 8 in the first half. 10 points, 8 assists first half. We up. I'm cooked. I'm feeling good.
You like, oh, this is easy 20 games.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we go in the locker room, I'm getting reamed out. He like, yo, like, you're not running the offense. I'm like, running the offense? And I'm just confused, like, you know, like as a point guard, I'm seeing things, you know, and ad-libbing, and I'm...
Now people, when he talking, right, see, this is Division I basketball that a side that a lot of people don't see. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to Georgia State. However, it's not about me. But what I'm trying to bring out is, you see, I feel like he's being picked on. I'm listening to the story, and it's like, and there's always three sides to a story.
Yeah, always.
You know, there's always three sides to a story. So we're not going to just. However, I know because I've been in this. I've been in this predicament. When your kid is gone away and they gone and they left up to that coach, and it's not every coach. Mm-hmm. It's not everybody. However, if they don't fit that system, or they just stop liking your kid. Mm-hmm. It don't all gotta be about the basketball. Right. It could be I don't like this kid, and then they'll start picking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, a lot of times, you're a kid at this time. You're mental.
I'm 19 years old.
Yeah, you're 19 years old. Sometimes you don't know how to handle certain situations. It's different. So, but go ahead, you can continue.
Yeah. So, in a fast forward, we finish out the year, mediocre year at best. Didn't live up to the expectations on paper, and to the point where I was so distraught with just how it was going on the court that I was contemplating not even playing my senior year.
Wow.
I mean, I really lost the love for the game because what happened, season ends, and our convocation center is where they have a lot of like different events and stuff like that. So our floor is not always down in the summertime. So we have another gym on campus. We practice in summertime. That was under renovation. Mm-hmm. So they gave us these passes to the rec center that closed at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
To get shots up and do our work. Here's the kicker. They changed that's when your coach is not really vested in you. I didn't know I had the wrong major. So I'm taking classes that have nothing to do with the major they got me on paper for. That's how much they weren't vested, right? So they had me down, I'm taking sports management classes, but they got my major down as political science. So now I done took a whole year and a semester and a half of classes that don't count to nothing, no degree. So I took 22 hours of classes in the summertime to be on track to graduate my senior year.
Wow.
Because I wasn't going to be in school and not play ball. And so they were like, well, you can just we'll pay for you to stay another year.
You like, no, I want to get it over with. You was already done with it.
Yeah, let me get it over with. And if the thoughts of playing pro, if I play that year and then still got to sit another year, I'm never going to come back and finish that degree. How many of our guys that we know that didn't?
I'm one of them.
Right. So it takes a whole lot of fortitude for you to say, I'm not playing, I'm going to stay here and then still.
That was a move. Right. That was a great move.
So I did 22 hours in summertime to be on track to graduate. Well, what that meant is by the time I finished classes every day, the rec center was closed. So I didn't touch a basketball for 2 months.
How you feel about that mentally?
Oh, it was.
It was
heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking because I was going through so much mentally that not a lot of people could understand. Like my parents were there, but they didn't play, collegiate sports like
See,
that.
I ain't touched a basketball after 2 years when I got disappointed from Georgia State. However, like you said, a couple months, right? And just like you said, like a lot of people don't understand.
Right, I couldn't just tell somebody that. Like they'd be like, "Yo, this get shots up on the weekend." Like not like you don't understand. Like my whole life since I was 5 years old, I've had this pill in my hand every day.
Yeah.
And so when I couldn't do that, I literally wasn't going to play my senior year. I was like, you know what? My scholarship already signed. I'm just about to be a college kid, right? Teammate came like, yo, bro, we can't do this, bro. We got it. Like, all right. So played, had a good senior season, and then it really starts. It really starts because you're now saying, am I a pro athlete? Am I overseas? Am I league? So now I'm going to these different camps. But before I can even get to that point, I had to come home first. Mm-hmm. I came home first, and I had to find a love for the game again. I had to find my skill set again. Because when you got a guy telling you to pass the ball, I wasn't even shooting the ball like that no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming in as a shooter, and I wasn't even getting shots up. So I had to come back home, get back to the roots. You know, I started going to open gyms.
I'm about to ask you how you do that.
Man, Johnny, the games to 100, going down there with Jeff Boz and blocking them and all the old heads that I came up under. Going back up Calvert Hall, going to the courts outside, like going up Randallstown, sneaking in the gym with Scoop and Tone, and that's when I think Levi and them was still there. Shout out to Vi. Just trying to get the love back, and it's like the spark hit. Like, okay, let's go. I went to a few camps. Got drafted by a team out of Atlanta in the World Basketball Association. That's where Magic was playing at. Shout out to Daryl Dorsey.
Shout out Magic.
So I got out there for them for a little bit, and then last day of practice, I when I was on fast break 11, calmed down, my knee buckled. I thought I tore my joint. It turned out to be a bone bruise. While I'm talking to the medical staff, coach comes in and says, "Yo, are we going to go a different direction? We're going to trade you to a team in Iowa." I'm like, I'm going home. I'm not going out. I came back home. Rehab for a while, and then shout out to Mike Mans. Mike Mans reached out to me, my OG, and he had a deal out Howland for me. Okay, I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm getting ready for that. So now back up Howard community training, sparring back and forth. I went to go try to dunk on this kid. He took me out the air, landed on my hand, shattered my knuckle. Yeah, so I got plates holding my hand together now. You know what I mean? So Doc's like, yo, it's gonna be a year for you back on the court if you get pins in, or you can put these plates in and be on the court as soon as you can deal with the pain. So I'm like,
at this time now, you gotta check. Do I really love this?
Right.
So I really wanted to do
out
this?
For like 3 months, but that's when I really took. And then going that pro bump is different than college bump. You playing against grown men, especially across the water, you ain't getting no calls, no nothing. So that's when I really started diving into the weight room and started getting on the fitness tip. And I started enjoying it. I was like, okay, I like this.
It wasn't nobody that you nobody that you seen or followed that like oh damn, pause. Your body look good. Like, oh, you read an article or something.
No, it was just really, I was just tired of getting my tail whipped. You know what I mean? I'm 6'1", $160 soaking wet. Okay. At some point, it was like, all right, now I can't keep taking these whippings. I got to start passing out some beatings at this point. So that's what really got it started. And from there, I enjoyed the process, and I saw my body changing, and how I was playing was changing. I was like, okay, I can do this. But I'm looking at the injury, and coming off injury, scouts ain't checking for you.
Right.
And then so you get a couple offers, $1,000 a month.
You like, nah.
I ain't gonna be able to do it. Like y'all out here paying for free. So, but I kept on that path of the physical fitness. Then I went and got my certifications and biomechanics and all that kind of stuff. And I just fell in love with that process. And then that's when people started reaching out to me like, yo, like, can I train with you? Can I kid train with you? Before I was on the skill development stuff, right? I was doing all skill development. But then once I really, changed direction to the fitness side, that's when I started sending all of my skill development guys to Jennifer down there. So we kind of had a working relationship going on where I was doing the fitness stuff, and I'm sending him down there now for the skills training.
Now it's crazy because your name ringing all over the bells in the city about your training. Like you He-Man now. you He-Man. But at the end of the day, we proud of you. You know what I'm saying? That we proud of you. I mean,
we can get a workout after we're done if you want to.
Nah. Look, but before we get out of here, can you tell the people the importance of being mentally and physically fit?
I mean, the biggest word that comes out is resilience, man. Like if your mental ain't right, I mean, life's gonna throw stuff at you. Life's gonna throw stuff at you. Basketball's gonna, whatever your craft is, they're gonna throw something at you. So if you don't have the mental fortitude and the stick-to-itiveness to fight through those tough times, life's not gonna be kind to you in the end. So it starts with the mind, finding your why. Like, why am I doing this? What's my motivation? And once you can target a why, whether it's your kids, whether it's health, whether it's I want to be rich, whatever your why may be, that's your driving factor. Keep that in the forefront, and that allows you to be like, okay, mentally, what do I got to do? And then now my mental's there. What does the rest of me have to follow? So I can't say I want to be a doctor and I don't want to go to school. It ain't gonna happen. I can't say I want to be, the next great running back in the NFL if I don't want to get in that weight room. I can't be the next greatest shooter in the world if I don't get my shots up. And my biggest quote that I always send a lot of my followers and players say is discipline over motivation. 99% of the time I'm not motivated to do anything. But I'm disciplined enough to go through that mindset and be like, you know what? All right, let's go get it done. I don't feel like it, but I'm gonna go get it done anyway. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go work out every morning, then go to work, and then come home. Oh, some days I gotta go to St. Joe, train them, then come home and I got clients from 4 to 9, Monday through Thursday. So why? Yeah. It ain't always for the money. I don't need the money. I don't need to train for the money, but it's a passion. It's a calling to see a player come through your hands and develop. A kid, in small things. Kid didn't make fresh off as a freshman, but he makes JV as a sophomore, and the coach is like, yo, like your body's different, your explosion is different, what you do. I mean, I was working with Coach Wood all summer, and then seeing how somebody can continue to mature in their approach to life and look at you, and now they see themselves differently.
Yeah.
They're in a different space, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever the case may be, and it's watching people grow and matriculate, through their passion, and then for me, starting to get recognized for the work that you do behind the scenes. Like we talked off camera a little bit about a few opportunities that were presented to me, at the highest level that you can ever possibly think of when it comes to sports. We'll just leave it at that because we're not going to.
We can go into that. But it's crazy how you may didn't get in that door.
Right, but it's another door.
But it's another door right there.
Right.
That's
and you're going to be the same company, the same people doing the same thing. And the crazy part about that is it's the option that, I don't have to take. It's like, what y'all going to offer?
Yeah.
And it's like you holding that, you holding the power like, nah, I'm good, I don't need y'all. You come back with a better offer and we can do this over here. So, but like I tell everybody, to stay mentally strong and have that fortitude to continue to drive whatever your passion is, whatever it may be. That's what you really try to dive in and hold on to. It's gonna be hard. It's a lot of days you've been through it as a player, as a dad, as a human, as a black man in America. Like it's not easy. But when you got a why and you got a calling and a purpose, and I rely heavily on my faith to get me through those tough times, it's just amazing. And I'm happy to have such a blessed life. Coming from where we come from, a lot of us don't make it to a level of success and happiness. They're just existing.
Facts.
I'm to the point in life where I want everybody to live, not just exist, not just be here. So find what you got to do to live. You know what I'm saying? And living is a term that you like, I'm living right now. Like, nah, like, are you living? Are you having a good time? Are you in your calling, your passion, your wheelhouse, the things that you enjoy doing? Are you giving back? What is your legacy going to say when you're gone? Are people going to speak to you like, yo, Taz was that guy, like he was a great dude, or he was like, yo, he was a dick, I ain't really rock with you. And if you can honestly say that you're doing that, and people want to speak highly of you when you're not here, and the legacy and the stuff that you instill in your kids, and the kids that are around you, or anybody who looks up to you, can say like, yo, he did his thing, he was a good dude, then you're in the right path, or men and women, and whatever that may be. So that's always my message to the people.
Already. Now, before we get up out of here, where people can reach you at? You
can reach me on IG. They call him J Wood, is my personal, and J Wood PTM is my IG. Like I said, my website is www.ptmfitness.com. You can reach me on there as well. So yeah, I'm out here.
Listen, I'd like to thank you for joining the platform again. Listen, this ain't the last time we're gonna be here because I like this. This is nice back and forth. Next time we're gonna get back into it's gonna be a panel This will be a Catholic League panel with guards.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I don't want to tell y'all what I got going on. But yeah, I like to thank you for joining the platform, for inviting me to your domain, to your castle.
Yes, sir, anytime.
And people, if y'all ain't like and subscribe yet, I'm about to be ignorant. So y'all need to like and subscribe. Y'all that looked at this whole interview, just go ahead and subscribe. Until next time, peace.